Hello, it's Polish Pol VR. Welcome to the channel. Now listen, very important video here, an ultimate pre-order guide for Hitman VR. You're gonna have all the questions answered right here because the developers posted Hitman 3 pre-launch guide. Very straightforward, explains everything. Anything you need to know, just watch this video and I shall tell you, but also all the links are in the description just in case you don't want to listen to my voice. Okay, jumping into it. So here we have in it pre-launch guide. Okay, so they telling you what this guide gonna do. Okay, release details. Hitman 3 will be available on January 20th, 2021 for PS5, for Xboxes and Stadia, also Nintendo Switch and PC. They're happy to confirm that the Nintendo Switch version of Hitman 3 will be available at launch on 20th of January. The Switch version of Hitman 3 is playable via cloud streaming technology. A stable and permanent connection is required to play. Okay, now release time. Listen, you want to know that Hitman 3 will release simultaneously on all platforms at 13 UTC, which is standard time for anyone, but you can convert it to yours, I tell you in a minute. On 20th of January 2021, to see the exciting and exact release time of your time zone, follow this link, and this link shall be in the description. Well, I'm gonna put all this in the description so then you can click yourself. This release time will ensure that the EO interactive teams in Copenhagen and Malmö are best placed to ensure a smooth launch at the time digital copies will be available to play and the game servers will be online. Okay, preloading. It will be possible to preload Hitman 3 on PlayStation and Xbox platforms. Make sure that you configured your console to do that, and the downloads will begin when they have been prepared and certified. I don't know why I looked at all, camera is here. On PC, there won't be a preload option for Hitman 3, and downloads will begin at the above release times. For PS4 and PS5 owners in Asia, please note that Hitman 3 will not be available for pre-order or preload. This is due to recent changes in the age rating systems in the region. Hitman 3 will be available for purchase at the above time. Okay, anyway, moving on to the Day 1 patch, as every game owes one lately. Hitman 3 will require a Day 1 patch for all disc users. The Day 1 patch will be automatically applied to digital players. This patch will include access to the VR mode, very important. Also, some more info later on about VR mode, so stay tuned. For PlayStation users, and will include the remaining locations that are not included on the disc. Anyway. Game size. Hitman, of course, size doesn't matter, but apparently it does. Hitman 3 will take up approximately 60 to 70 gigabytes of storage space on all platforms, with the obvious exceptions of Stadia and Switch. The data that you download will also include all the content required to access Hitman 1 and Hitman 2, but you are still required to own/purchase access to those games. To underline that purchasing Hitman 3 does not grant access to the previous two games by default. I'm gonna tell you about that in a minute as well, but do not worry, good news. Using this method allows us to reduce the file size for all players to 60-70 gigabytes and has the benefits of making the process of redeeming or purchasing access to Hitman 1 and 2 as simple as possible. We talk about more later. Also, we want to clarify that reducing the file size doesn't mean that we've made any compromises on visual audio quality of the game. If you are curious about the technical aspects that made that possible, we recently talked to PC Gamer about it. Okay, the editions, there are two editions, the Standard and Deluxe. The Standard edition includes the Hitman 3 base games, nice and simple. The Deluxe edition includes the Hitman 3 base game and the Deluxe Pack. Again, nice and simple. The only difference between the two editions is the Deluxe Pack which includes 6 deluxe escalations, in-game suits, items and weapons, a digital soundtrack for each game in the world of Assassination Trilogy, an introduction to each Hitman 3 campaign mission by the game director, and a digital art book that highlights the characters, targets and missions included in the trilogy. A free EO Interactive account is required to download a digital soundtrack and World of Hitman art book. The free accounts for every game. Where are those days when there wasn't those accounts? Here are visuals. Okay, we spoke about that in my channel anyway. Okay, next gen upgrade. Now listen, this is gonna answer many questions. Console players who pre-order or purchase a physical or digital copy of Hitman, either standard or deluxe, on the current generation of console, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, will receive a free upgrade to the next gen version of the game for no additional cost. Note that you won't be able to receive the next gen upgrade if you purchase Hitman 3 on disc and you own a disc-free next gen console. Okay, very foolproof that. I'm glad they clarified that. Who would have known that you cannot stick disc in the digital? I bet somebody would do that though, I bet you. Anyway, when making a digital purchase, you will automatically be entitled to download next gen version when you access the game on that console. When making a physical disc purchase, you'll need to insert the current gen disc into your next gen console, and you'll be able to download the next gen version for no additional cost. Simply keep the disc in your machine whenever you want to play and you'll be good to go. Pre-order bonuses. The Hitman 3 pre-order bonus celebrates all 3 games in the world of Assassinations Trilogy, introducing the Trinity Pack. You'll get it just by pre-ordering the game, no matter what platform or edition. The Trinity Pack includes a total of 9 items with 3 distinct sets that represent a different game from the trilogy. Each set includes a suit, briefcase, and a weapon. From the white of confusions, from the white of Hitman 1, the red of Hitman 2, or the black of Hitman 3, you'll have all 9 items in your inventory to mix and match as you like. The classic Hitman insignia is etched onto the items in gold to add an elegant flourish. Note that the Trinity Pack, you won't be able to get it after January 20th. That's why it's called pre-order bonus. Anyway, okay, I selected the titles, whatever. Progression carryover. Now you might want to know about that. All current Hitman 2 players will be able to carry over their hard-earned progression into Hitman 3. After completing the carryover process, Hitman 2 players will be able to start Hitman 3 with their existing player profile, XP rank, location mystery levels, location mystery unlocks, challenge, progress, challenge, unlocks, elusive, targets, suits, unlocks. All of those things are what we call progression. It's not possible to pick and choose elements to carry over. It's all or nothing. The carryover process requires an EO Interactive account and can only be done through a web browser. It is not possible to do it in-game. Remember those things, what I'm saying here. We will have the website ready to go before launch, but it is not live just yet. I just added just. Once it is ready, we will share the news via ioi.dk and update this post. Okay, moving on. Here are more about how it works. Okay, listen carefully. Progression can only be carried over from Hitman 2, including progression you have from the Legacy Pack, Hitman 1 location within Hitman 2. Progression can only be carried over from within the same platform. There are only 3 options. Hitman 2 PlayStation, Hitman 3 PlayStation, Hitman 2 Xbox, Hitman 3 Xbox, Hitman 2 PC Steam, Hitman 2 PC... Okay, note, PlayStation, okay. essentially it doesn't matter what specific console you have earned progression on, it only matters that progression can only move forward and within the same console family. Progression carryover is one-time progress, meaning once you have performed a carryover for a particular platform, you will not be able to do so again later on. If you have played Hitman 2 on multiple platforms, you can perform a carryover for each of those platforms, but only within the same platform as listed above. For example, if you play Hitman 2 on Xbox and PlayStation, you can carry over your Hitman 2 Xbox progression into Hitman 3 Xbox and independently carry over Hitman 2 PlayStation progression into Hitman 3. I'm laughing because it's just so foolproof. Like, I mean, I don't think they even had to tell us, but I suppose, I don't know. They just explain everything. We get to PSVR mode as well. When you complete the carryover process, your existing Hitman 2 progress will remain as it is. It will not be removed, deleted. However, your progression in Hitman 2 and Hitman 3 Hitman 3 will not be synchronized. 3. If you have already started playing Hitman 3 and then choose to perform the progression carryover process, you will lose all progression earned within the Hitman 3 up to that point. We recommend you carry over progression before starting Hitman 3. What exactly will be carried over? When you start process, you will need to select an account that you have linked to your EO Interactive account. You will then be able to review the Hitman 2 progress and on that account and confirm that you want to perform the carryover process into Hitman 3. The following progression will be included in the carryover process: player's profile, experience, locations, mystery levels, locations, mystery unlocks, challenge progresses, challenge unlocks, elusive targets / unlocks, save game files are not carried over. Note that there are a small amount of items unlocked that are not carried over through this process, such as rewards unlocked through the Hitman 1 Game of the Year Edition escalations, because they are linked to a purchase. This item will be available in Hitman 3 when you redeem access to the associated content. In addition to ICA electrocution phone has been retired and will not be available in Hitman 3. Hitman 3 on Stadia, who cares, and on Switch. Okay, access pass. Now you want to know that as well. So Hitman 3 allows players to access locations from the previous games in the trilogy, Hitman 1 and Hitman 2, and play them all under one roof. Essentially, we have set up Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 as DLC for Hitman 3. Do not worry, if you own the game, you're not paying. I'm gonna tell that in a minute. You can buy or redeem / download an access pass and get access to its content within Hitman 3. For example, if you buy Hitman 2 Standard Access Pass DLC for Hitman 3, you'll get access to the locations and missions included in Hitman 2 Standard Edition within Hitman 3. Okay, there we have it. In addition to the option of purchasing an Access Pass, it is also possible to download an Access Pass for no additional cost if you have already purchased the content from the same store that you have pre-ordered or purchased Hitman 3. To make this happen, we detect what you already have installed for Hitman 2 and can make the corresponding Access Pass available for no additional cost on the same store. Note, if you only own Hitman 1, you will need to import content into Hitman 2 first via the instruction in our Legacy Pack FAQ. So keep that in mind. Hitman 1 goes to Hitman 2 and then Hitman 2 goes to Hitman 3 pretty much. Kind of like them Russian dolls, babushka dolls. Anyway, this process will work between console generations. For example, if you own Hitman 2 on PS4, you'll be able to download the Hitman 2 Access Pass DLC in Hitman 3 for both PS4 and PS5. The same applies for the Xbox family as well. Now listen, they know that is a lot of information, but once you see all of the access options, and there will be 5 in total, it will make sense. So listen, this is very, very, very foolproof. Okay, now let me tell you about before VR. It's gonna be there in a second. Access points now. Hitman 1 Game of the Year Access Pass includes locations and missions currently available in the Hitman 1 Game of the Year editions. ICA Facility, Paris, Sapienza, Marrakesh, Bangkok, Colorado, Hokkaido, 3 times Game of the Year editions, escalations and rewards, and 4 times Patient Zero campaign missions. There we have it. Okay, anyway. How to get it? On consoles, if you have previously downloaded the Hitman 1 Legacy Pack, Hitman 1 Game of the Year Legacy Pack, or Hitman 1 Game of the Year Upgrade for Hitman 2, you will be able to download it for no additional cost. Yes, that's a free upgrade to the Game of the Year editions if you want the standard edition of Hitman 1. The price for Access Pass will be listed as free when you look in the store. Okay, disc. If you own a version of Hitman 1 on disc, you must follow the process in the Legacy Pack FAQ to access that content in Hitman 2 and then redeem this Access Pass PC. Hitman 2 Standard Access Pass. So now we're talking about Hitman 2. Do I sound very robotic? Includes locations and missions currently available in Hitman 2 Standard Edition, Hawke's Bay, Miami, Santa Fortuna, Mumbai, Whittleton Creek, Isle of Sagirl, +1 time Sniper Assassin map, Himmelstein. How to get it? Consoles, if you own a digital copy of Hitman 2 Standard Edition or Hitman 2 Silver/Gold Edition, you will be able to download the Access Pass for no additional cost. The price for the Access Pass will be listed as free when you look for it in the store. Disc, see below, PC, blah. What's that? Hitman 2 Standard Access Pass. Disc includes locations and missions currently available in Hitman 2 Standard Editions, blah blah blah. Okay. How to get it? Consoles. If you own a physical disc copy of Hitman 2 Standard Edition, you will be able to download this Access Pass for no additional cost through the Hitman 2 in-game store. You will see the full listing price if you look for the Access Pass in the PS Xbox store. As a disc owner on Xbox, you also need to own a digital copy either of Hitman 3 or the Hitman 2 Free Starter Pack before navigating to the game store. Okay. Hitman 2 Golden Access Pass includes locations and missions currently available in the Hitman 2 Golden Edition, so I'm not reading that again. How to get it? Consoles, if you own a digital copy of Hitman 2 Gold Edition, you will be able to download the Access Pass for no additional cost. The price for this Access Pass will be listed as free when you look in the store. Disc version, if you bought Hitman 2 Gold Edition on disc, it will have included a download code for Hitman 2 Expansion Pass. You need to use that to get access to the content from the Golden Edition. See below, PC, blah. Hitman 2 Expansion Access Pass includes, wait, I want to be highlighting things. Locations and missions currently available in the Hitman 2 Expansion Pass, New York, okay, those missions here. How to get it? Consoles, if you own a digital copy of Hitman 2 Gold Edition, you will be able to download this Access Pass for no additional cost. The price for Access Pass will be listed as free when you look for it in the store. Disc, if you own a physical copy of Hitman 2 Gold Edition, you will be able to download this Access Pass for no additional cost because a download code for Hitman 2 Expansion Pass was included in the box. If you redeem the code, the price for the Access Pass will be listed as free when you look for it in the store. Okay, sorry, my corona flaring up. Hitman 2 Access Pass on PC, we're not getting there. Okay, Access Pass on Switch. Now finally we reach the point you want to hear the most, which is Hitman VR. At launch, Hitman 3 will support PlayStation VR and all locations in the world of Assassinations trilogy can be experienced in a new first-person perspective. Yes, that means you can traverse the outside of the tallest building in the Hitman world in PSVR. If you own the previous games from the trilogy on PS4, you can also access locations from them within Hitman 3. That's more than 20 locations from the world of Assassinations trilogy. You can either play Hitman 3 in PSVR natively on your PlayStation 4 or via backwards compatibility on PlayStation 5. To make sure all PS5 owners can experience the game in VR, we including a free digital copy of the PS4 version of Hitman 3 with all PlayStation 5 copies whenever you choose to buy it via disc or digitally. If you are playing on PlayStation 5, your progress between the PS4 VR and PS5 non-VR version is shared between the two versions. You'll be able to play the non-VR version of Hitman 3 on PS5 with the next-gen improvements that we support, including DualSense support. And then switch to the PS4 version for VR, and all of your items and unlocks will be right there waiting for you. You will need to have both versions of the game installed on your PS5 to make it happen. So keep that in mind. So that's over 140 gigabytes for PSVR version to play it. Okay. Whenever you play on PS4 or PS5, a DualShock 4 wireless controller is required to play Hitman 3 in VR. Playing Hitman in VR on PlayStation 5 also requires PlayStation camera adapter. For full details on the requirements for playing PSVR on PS5, including how to order a free PlayStation camera adapter, see the PlayStation VR website. More to come. We have got our Sites family set on January 20th and our entire team is doing everything in our power to make the launch of Hitman 3 as successful as possible. It's an incredibly exciting time for us to be close to release our next game, as well as delivering the dramatic conclusion to the World of Assassinations trilogy. Peacecape, okay, so that's their social media, the World of Assassinations await. Okay, so how terrible was that? No, look, I broke the screen, wow. Wee. Okay, so so that's it. Yes, that's all. Everything you need to know. Everything been answered. Now you know everything. Every single little bit. There's no stone unturned. There's no page unread. There's nothing. I mean, there's everything here. What you wanted to know, I just told you. So now the waiting begins. Still ongoing. I mean, it's 15th while I recording this, so you know what, 5 days. Okay, let me know your hype levels, and of course, if you like what you're seeing, then please press a like, because it does helps the channel a lot. And if you're new to the channel and are not subscribed, then subscribe. It's always better when it's more of us. And that's it, bye.